Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited you're here with me today. My name is Lish, and I am a career coach that helps stay-at-home moms to confidently return to the workforce at jobs they absolutely love. Today, we are going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of remote working. Okay, so remote working is the big craze right now, and everybody knows a lot of the advantages. So let's talk about some of those advantages, but then let's also talk about some of the disadvantages so that you're in a position to really look at it and make an educated decision about what best suits your needs as you look to return to the workforce. Okay, so yeah, we know it, right? You don't have to wear pants, okay? You don't have to wear shoes. So you're saving a lot of money on dry cleaning bills by just having to wear nice tops, right? No, but in all honesty, right? It's more casual. You're working from home. You put in a nice shirt, and that's all you need to do. There's no commuting, and that is huge, right? How much time and money is spent on our commute daily, weekly, monthly, yearly? Add up the amount of money we spend either in gas, in tolls, in money that we're spending for taxis and subways and buses, plus the time, right? All that additional time that could be spent doing something else, right? Adding quality to your life, adding quality to your family's life, or even being more productive at work because you're spending less time traveling to get to the job. There's no commute time. So certainly that's a really great thing to have, okay? As well as more autonomy over your schedule, more flexibility in your schedule, the ability to, be available for your children when they need you. All those things are really great, right? Being able to pick people up from school, scheduling in your breaks, your lunch times, your times off to work around your family's schedule. I mean, that's fantastic, right? The idea that we've finally reached a level where companies realize that we don't physically have to be in an office all the time to get our work done, okay? And you don't need to take a whole sick day just because you have an eye doctor's appointment. You could take the morning and then work 3 hours later in the evening and still put in a full day, right? How fantastic is that? So certainly those are all really, really great advantages of being able to work from home. A lot of people work more productively at home. You don't have all those distractions of everybody else, all those meetings you have to have. They could have been an email. All the people coming to chit chat at your desk. So there is the argument that people work much more effectively when they set their schedules, when they set their time. Maybe you're an early riser and you get up early in the morning before anyone else is up, and you get in a few hours of work then, and then you work a few hours later while everybody's at school, and you're working your schedule around your needs and your life, right? So these are fantastic, fantastic advantages of remote working. But let's talk about some of the disadvantages of remote working, just so that you're aware of them. Number one, if you are looking to get back to the workforce because you've just been home for a long time and you need to get out of the house, and you're looking for the camaraderie, and you're looking for, working around other people, having somebody to have lunch with, people to talk to, you don't get that much from remote work, right? You're still in your house by yourself. You may have Zoom meetings, but as we all know, it's not the same as sitting in the same room as a person, okay? Number two, the flexibility of the schedule. So this is going to depend on the job. So for some remote jobs, you have complete and total autonomy over your schedule, complete flexibility. You work when it works for you. As long as you get the job done, it's fine. Or maybe you're clocking in a certain amount of hours a day, and that's all great. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. Sometimes you have to be on screen a certain amount of hours, the exact hours that they're available, and that's when you have to be on screen. Sometimes you're working with clients or customers that are in other countries. So that could have you working really, really early in the morning or really, really late at night based on different time zones, okay? So the scheduling, some of the jobs, there are some jobs, customer service jobs, where you're constantly monitored. There's like a recording, there's a camera watching you. So that even if you take off 5 minutes to use the restroom, that's recorded. All your breaks, everything is recorded. So just be aware that just working remotely, depending on the job and the company, may or may not mean you get to set your own hours at your own whim. Okay, so know that. Number two is boundaries, right? It's much harder to set boundaries about working when your office is in your house, when you never leave. So it can have you working later, starting earlier, working at dinner time, working at times when you don't want to be working, because you constantly see the emails and the requests coming in. Okay, so it becomes much more important for you to know how to set boundaries for yourself, for your family, right? There are people that are much, much more productive working from home, but there are people that have a really, really hard time focusing and setting the time aside for the work. So understand who you are. Can you prioritize? Can you work independently? Can you do those things? Is that going to be something that's going to work for you, or do you have a hard time in that environment? Okay, so pay attention to those things. Also depends on what your home space looks like and what your family life looks like, right? Do you have space in your house to have somewhere to set up so that you're not literally, roaming around the house with a laptop trying to find somewhere to sit down and do your work, right? So do you have space to create an office where you can leave your stuff out if you were at work, that you can have that? Do you have space that's quiet, that's not going to be interrupted? Okay. If you don't have that available in your house, then it might be difficult to work from home. Okay. Also, it depends on what's going on in your life and your family. Sometimes people are looking for a little bit of an escape, a little bit of, I can't be mommy all the time, or I need to be just an adult who is in another place. So you're not having that if you're working from home, right? Again, the camaraderie, the teamwork, it's different when you're working remotely. Okay. Teamwork is different. So it requires communication skills that oftentimes are great writing skills when you're working remotely, because there's going to be less meetings and a lot more communication that's going to be in a writing fashion. Okay, through a project management tool, through Simply Monday or something else like that. So that's going to be a way that you are going, Monday.com, sorry, Monday.com. That's going to be a way that you are going to be communicating with people. So the ability to speak up and write about concerns in an email, and also to have that camaraderie with other people, right? So that you feel that you're part of a team, and that you can share ideas, because that's how the most growth happens. And the other thing that I want to point out, and this is a very interesting fact, is that it is a known fact that people that work in-house in the company are more likely to get promotions than people that are working remotely. And for no other reason other than there is just an out of sight, out of mind, right? That when you are working in an office with somebody, if some of the people are working in the office and some of the people are not working in the office, it is easier to pass over the people that you don't see, right? Who am I thinking about right now? So just kind of bear that in mind. And the last thought I'm going to give you is that you still need to figure out how to carve the time for the work. So it's really great for parents with small children because you're able to work around schedules. But just because you're working from home doesn't mean that you may not need additional help with childcare, with babysitters, even if it's for just part of the time that you're working, so that you can, plow through your work, pay attention to your work without the, mommy, right? Because we all know, right? My kids are older. My kids are 20 and 24, but we all know that our kids need us most when we're on the phone or when we're involved, right? So I just want to point out that there are advantages and disadvantages of remote work, and just be aware of them. So now we have remote work, we have hybrid work, which is a combination of working at home and working on site, and we have completely on site positions. So think about it and figure out what works best for you, so that when you're making that transition back into the workforce, you're doing something that is meaningful and makes sense for you, your needs, and your why at this stage in your life. Okay. Hope you found that helpful. I have a lot of resources for you. Pop on over to my website, cindylish.com. I have free masterclass, lots and lots of videos, blogs. We can chat about how I can help you out in your job search. So much to offer for you. I hope you have a super productive week. Always remember you're a warrior, and I'll catch you the next time. Bye-bye.